Let's hit it.
Everybody neat and pretty?
Yeah, I'm neat and pretty. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do that. Cheers. Happy Friday, everybody. Yeah.
It's time for Dodger Baseball.
It is indeed. It's also time for that first video podcast ever for fans, by fans of your Los Angeles Dodgers. Let's talk Dodgers. I'm Randy Tibbins. Come on in. Let's talk Dodgers. July 10th. It's Friday. I'll give you a cheer for Friday. Yeah, anytime. Dodgers win big last night behind the strong arm of Zack Greinke. Zack went 8 innings, extended his streak to 35 2/3 scoreless innings, and he only allowed 1 hit. All right, come on, cheer. Let's go. All right. Got something to cheer about. 2 runs came on a home run. They got 6 runs last night. 2 runs came on a home run off the right field foul pole by Adrian Gonzalez. We'll hear that in a few minutes. 2 came on a double by Yasiel Puig that broke a scoreless tie in the 4th. Puig also hit a 2-run home run in the 8th inning, his first since June 10th, and the Dodgers won the game 6-0 last night, taking the series 3 games out of 4 from those dreaded Philadelphia Phillies. Couldn't have been happier. Oh, well, I could have been happier if they won the 4th one also. Dodgers now sit at 49-38. They're 11 games over 500 and 5.5 games of Arizona and San Francisco, which means they stay in first place going into the All-Star break. I love that, too. Let's get some injury reports going here. The only thing I've got are moves, actually. This one happened earlier today. It's a late breaker. Dodgers claimed right-handed reliever Preston Guillemette from the Rays on Friday and optioned him to the minor leagues to create room on the 40-man roster. L.A. designated left-hand pitcher Chris Reed for assignment, so they DFA'd Chris Reed. We'll hear some other things, I'm sure, throughout the weekend and into the official second half after the All-Star break. We'll hear more moves, I'm sure, as well as the rest of this month going on before the big trading deadline. You're going to hear lots of stuff, and we'll have it for you right here on Let's Talk Dodgers. Let's hear those home runs we were talking about. There were only 2 home runs. We got all our runs 2-2-2 at a time. Let's hear the first home run. This was by Adrian Gonzalez. Check this out.
Off speed and hit down the line, hooking in the corner, and hits the foul ball. Home run. An off-speed pitch, and Adrian hits his 17th by hitting the pole.
You don't see that too often. Guy hits the pole. It's kind of cool though, because especially when it goes boom, dead back on the field, and it's always fun to see the right fielder from the other team going, "What am I supposed to do with this?" You know, kind of a cool thing. All right, the other one was by Yasiel Puig. This made it 6-0. Check this one out. Vinny with the call.
High fly ball into deep left center, going back to the track. It's Revere at the wall. It's gone. The Puig, a 2-run home run, and that breaks it wide open. 6-0 in favor of the Dodgers. And for Puig, he now goes 2 for 4 and picks up 2 more RBIs to give him 4.
That was pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, looks like Puig is on his way back to where he was. And you know, they showed a piece of it yesterday too. He was in the cages with Big Mac yesterday doing a little swinging. So maybe they tweaked his swing a little, and we're going to see a little more out of Mr. Puig. That'd be cool. All right, it's Friday, so let's get to the fun stuff early. Yeah, we got a lot of it for you. Over this weekend, on Sunday, when they have Viva Los Dodgers, the Dodgers will celebrate Cuban Heritage Day on Sunday, starting at 11 a.m. prior to Sunday's game against the Brewers at 1:10. All Dodger Cubans and Cuban Americans will participate in Sunday's celebration. So, obviously, Mr. Puig, Yasmani Grandal will be there. It'll be a lot of fun for everybody. And later on in the podcast, we're going to tell you about some signings, special people there signing that day at Viva Los Dodgers, so stay tuned. Also, we're going to tell you about other signings around the Southland, so stay tuned for the end of the show. Did you hear about the new book that came out? I'm a Dodger book freak, as some of you know, and whenever there's a new one, I always get crazy about it. There was one by Lasorda that came out a couple of months ago. He's already written a couple, I guess, but there's one that just came out this week, and the newest one is by LA newspaper group beat writer J.P. Hornstra, and it's a book. He's the guy that used to write some blogs for the Dodgers. It's a book he says has never been written, although there have been numerous articles about this subject. And he wrote a book about the 50 best games in Dodger franchise history. And I'm sure I've been to a couple of those. I'll bet you have too. Should be a great read, and it's out right now on all the shelves. And online as well. You can even get digital copies of it. And he will be going around the Southland signing, and we'll find out when those are and let you know. Our stat of the day comes from the Elias Sports Bureau. Zack Greinke, as we said, his win against the Phillies at Dodger Stadium Thursday night, that was his 5th consecutive start without allowing a run. Here's the stat. And, of course, like I said, 35-plus innings of scoreless ball. He's getting up into the rarefied air. In the live ball era, from 1920 to now, the only other Major League pitchers to make 5 or more starts in one season without giving up a run are you ready for this list? Don Drysdale in 1968, he had 6, obviously. Bob Gibson with 5 in 1968. Orel Hershiser, obviously, with 6 in 1988. Brandon Webb with 5 in 2007. And Ryan Dempster with 5 in 2012. 5 guys in 95 years have done what Greinke has done, and he's one of them. That is amazing. Yeah. Totally amazing. Wow. All right. We have some shout-outs on the show this time, and I'll give some of them in reverse order. Let's see. We've got one. I want to give a shout-out to my buddy Mark B., who's going to have some surgery next week. Hope it all goes well for you, Mark. As a result, we can't have our All-Star game party we always have at his house. But we'll get together and do some games and some other stuff. But I hope it goes well for you, Mark. Before that, also, I want to give a shout-out to Joel, who's the head of the Bay Area Dodgers group. He's a great guy, and those guys, they represent well when they come down here or when they're up in the Bay Area. So shout-out to the entire Bay Area Dodgers and Joel. And a big shout-out without a cheer. This is going to be a beer cheer to David C. and Lynn T. They're going to the game tonight, so let's raise a tall one for those guys. Here you go, guys. All right, you guys, bring home a winner. All right. Let's see what else we got here. This day in Dodger history, July 10th. Big day in Dodger history. In July 10th of 1984, Mr. Fernando Valenzuela was in the All-Star game, and at San Francisco's Candlestick Park, Valenzuela, along with Mets rookie Dwight Gooden, combined to strike out 6 consecutive All-Stars of the American League in the 50th anniversary of Carl Hubbell's memorable 1934 Midsummer Classic performance, setting down 5 future Hall of Famers on strikes. Dwight Gooden, at the age of 19, became the youngest player ever to participate in the All-Star game, and also, as I said, Fernando Valenzuela was there, which leads us to the next point in here, the Flashback Friday, where we pull out a baseball card or a rare picture or something from the past. This wasn't too far past, but since we just mentioned him, let's go back and look at May this year when Fernando, who we just talked about, was putting on the blue again for the Old Timers game. This was back in May. Check out this picture. There he is. That's what he looked like back in May. Let's get a closer view here. Looked pretty good. Looked like he'd give us a couple innings right now. He's good for 6 or 7. Come on, Fernie, as they used to call him. Fernando. Freddie. All right, Freddie. But on this date in 1984, he and Met rookie Dwight Gooden combined to strike out 6 consecutive American League All-Stars. Cool day. All right, flashback to Freddie. Let's get you out of the ballpark for Friday, July 10th. And here's what's going on at Dodger Stadium this weekend. Now, pay attention. There's some good stuff happening here. By the way, happy Crappy Mike Day again. It's the Crappy Mike. Thank you, Stick Mike. I'll tell you where to stick that mic. July 10th is a 7-10 night, as I mentioned. Lynn and David C. are going. Right-hander Jimmy Nelson, he's 6-8 with a 4.50. He's going for the Milwaukee Brewers. Against our right-hander, Mike Bolsinger, he's 4-3 with a 3.09 ERA. Jimmy Nelson only has a 4.50 ERA, and as most of you know, the Brewers start out like a house of fire this year, and they just went, they've been tanking. Although they've been a little bit hot lately, they're on a little bit of a streak, but they're still in last place, 1.5 million games behind St. Louis Cardinals, I guess, in the Central. So that's who's pitching tonight. Tomorrow, if you go out to the ball yard, July 11th, also a 7-10er, Milwaukee's right-hander Taylor Jungmann, and Jungmann is 3-1 with a 2.43 ERA. Don Mattingly has not announced who he's going to have on Saturday. Might be another bullpen game, might be a surprise. We don't know. It's not going to be anybody up from AAA, I don't think, although they can make a last-minute move. We don't know what's happening yet. I heard it's not going to be Brandon Beachy. He's going to be in the rotation after the All-Star break, so it may not be him. I don't know who it's going to be. You'll just have to sit and watch. We have no notes. Game notes are not even up yet. It's already in the late 3:30. And Sunday, July 12th, a 1:10 game. Right-hander Kyle Loesch, he's supposed to be one of their aces, as you may recall. He's not doing it either. He's 5-10 with a 6.29 ERA. Let's tee off on this guy. Let's blow these guys out and just take the whole series 3-0. He's going to go up against Brett Anderson, our lefty, who's 5-5, but he's got a 3.12 ERA, which is much better. So I think the Dodgers should take at least 2 out of 3, maybe 3 out of 3 for the Milwaukee Brewers. Yeah, hope so. Now, for those of you who are going to the games this weekend, and I know Lynn and David C., you got to check this out. Tonight, July 10th, in the Left Field Plaza Pavilion from 5 o'clock till game time, I guess. In left field, signing is going to be Lee Lacy, former Dodger Lee Lacy. Saturday's game from 5 to 7 on Saturday night, Billy Ashley's going to be in the Left Field Pavilion. And now Sunday's a different deal because not just signing, they're not going to sign in the pavilions in left and right field. They're going to sign at Viva Los Dodgers, and that's going to start from 11 a.m. to 11:30. 11 a.m. to 11:30, Yasmani Grandal is going to be there for photographs only. Alex Guerrero will be there for photographs only from 11:30 to 12. Q&A on stage from 11:30 to 12:30 is going to be Yasiel Puig and Paco Rodriguez, and then the meet and greet at noon with scout Mike Brito. Remember Mike Brito, guy that discovered Fernando in Mexico? So those things are going to be happening at the stadium. I'll repeat it one more time. Photographs only from 11 to 11:30 of Yasmani Grandal and Alex Guerrero from 11:30 to 12, photographs only. Q&A on stage 11:30 to 12:30, Yasiel Puig and Paco Rodriguez, and then meet and greet at 12 noon, scout Mike Brito. All that's out in the parking lot near the 76 station in the parking lot for Viva Los Dodgers. Should be a fun Sunday morning and afternoon. All right, other events going on. Don't forget to check out John Suhu's outstanding photography blog. In fact, I believe this photo of Fernando we showed earlier, that's some of his handiwork. That's John Suhu's handiwork. You find him at dodgersphotog.mlblogs.com. That's dodgersphotog.mlblogs.com. Also, coming up in the ensuing weeks, and I know this is a couple weeks off, Scott Van Slyke is going to be signing from 11 a.m. to whenever at Food for Less on North Lake Avenue in Pasadena. That's July 31st. Tommy Davis, we just found out, one of the greats of all time from the 1960s. Tommy Davis, batting champ twice. He's going to be signing August 1st, 10 a.m. at the Westin Hotel in Los Angeles International Airport area, West Century Boulevard, 10 a.m. And then I heard that Bill Russell's going to be available for the Lancaster Jethawks game on August 27th, but that's a month and a half away. We'll get back to that. Now, we're still waiting on signing dates, as I mentioned earlier, from J.P. Hornstra and his new book, The 50 Greatest Games in Dodger History. I'll let you know when that comes up. We might even be out there and get a couple of signatures ourselves. And we also just found out about Carlos Frios. Carlos Frios is going to be signing August 29th from 10 a.m. in the morning at Frank & Son's Collectible Show on San Jose Avenue in the City of Industry. And that's all we have time for today, I think. Any good All-Star Game parties going on, let me know. We'll relay them around. We're not having an All-Star Game watching party for Let's Talk Dodgers, but we are going to have another Let's Talk Dodgers game watching party after the All-Star break when the Dodgers go out on a road. They're going for another, 8 or 10 game series. So we will probably have a game watching party during the next road trip. All right? So be watching. And don't forget to tell all your friends. There's several ways to get a hold of us. First of all, tell them to watch Let's Talk Dodgers on either Facebook or YouTube. And you can always write to me through our Facebook page at Let's Talk Dodgers or letstalkdodgers@gmail.com. You can write to us on Twitter at Let's Talk Dodgers or at Randy Trumpet, the ones that come to me. And you can also write to us at Let's Talk Dodgers 13 inside of YouTube. That's our YouTube page, Let's Talk Dodgers 13. So check us out there. Also, thank you to everybody who voted all the Dodgers into the All-Star game. It's going to be on Tuesday. We will actually be back with probably a pregame show of some sort on Monday, and I don't know about Tuesday before the All-Star game. And then we're going to take the rest of the week off until Friday, and then we'll come back and recap the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game. Don't forget, Jock Peterson is taking part this time in the Home Run Derby on Monday. That's 5 o'clock on Monday on ESPN. I think they even repeated it 9 or 10 at night, or maybe midnight. And then the All-Star game is Tuesday at 5 o'clock. And don't forget to watch that on Fox. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Dodgers. Tell all your friends. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to come back on probably Monday. Pull up a chair, sit down, relax. Let's Talk Dodgers. Tell all your friends. We're the best podcast about the Dodgers that you ever heard, ever saw. And we'll see you on Monday. Go Blue! And don't forget to beat the Brewers. We got to beat those Brewers, right? And also,
look, Dodgers are going to win that division anyway.
That's right. We got nothing to worry about. Piece of cake. Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend.